can't touch my Shedinja.
Oh boy, another scripted battle with some random scrub. I wonder how this is gonna go.
Nani?
Yup. I got a mold breaker, bitch!
Shame on you, and this is PG. Hi everybody!
My name is Spade, and a couple days ago on Pokemon Smash we got to see a double battle featuring Mega Blaziken and Mega Ampharos. And we still don't know much about these Mega Evolution specific information, but we got to see these two in action, which was definitely interesting, and that is what I'm going to be rambling about today. And so, the MLG Pro of Nintendo is going to be leading off with Rhyperior and Pangoro, as the random girl is going to be leading off with Malmara and Blaziken, and then she's like, "Yay, I know what I'm doing!" And indeed she does, because she's gonna Mega Evolve her Blaziken right on the first turn. Holy crap! And then she's gonna attack on top of that, go for that overheat on that poor Pangoro. And that thing is going to get just absolutely destroyed right on the first turn, and down it goes with its fancy animation. And let's think about this for a moment. Pause. So, yeah, let that sink in for a moment, and then we think about it. So, in the past, I believe it was already confirmed that these Mega Pokemon can evolve and attack on the same turn, which in my opinion seems kind of broken, because it's not like regular Pokemon are able to boost up their offensive capabilities and then attack on the same turn. But then I just thought, well, there must be some sort of trick to it, you know, it's not like they can just enter the battlefield and straight up Mega Evolve. There has to be something. There has to be some sort of drawback. They can't do that right on the first turn. They need to match up some sort of certain conditions in order to Mega Evolve. But as you just saw, the Blaziken just Mega Evolve right on the first turn. No restrictions, no nothing. Free freaking boosts. Apparently it has been said that Mega Blaziken gets a boost to its attack, but it kind of looks like it may also get a boost to its special attack, as it just totally destroys that poor Pangoro. But then again, Pangoro may just be absolutely garbage, for what I know. So there's that too. But still, it has been confirmed that Blaziken at least gets an attack boost. So it just Mega Evolves, gets a huge boost to its attack, then it's able to attack on that same turn. And it's able to do that for free. So my question is, how overpowered are these Mega Evolutions if they have like really no restrictions whatsoever? Although it has been confirmed in the past that you can only have one Mega Evolution per team, and also the fact that they need to be holding their specific stones. You know, I guess Blaziken is holding the Blaziken Knight or whatever that is called, and that obviously means that they cannot have any other kind of boosting items, which kinda, I guess, balances them out. But you know, if we're talking about Blaziken, it usually carries Life Orb, but if it's holding the Blaziken stone, which actually just straight up kicks its attack sky high, why would it even need a Life Orb? And even a better question is, if the only restriction for Mega Evolutions is that you can only have one per team, but because they are so freaking overpowered, my question is, why would you even need another Mega Evolution on your team? And the thing is, especially with Blaziken, Blaziken by itself is able to destroy the world 5 times over. And when you give it a Mega Evolution, it's able to destroy the world 7 times over. So why in the world would you even need another Mega Evolution on your team? If that's the restriction for the Mega Evolutions, it definitely seems like they are super broken. And now let's talk a bit about the things that we do know about the Mega Evolutions so far. So their abilities change. Although Blaziken, I do believe, still has Speed Boost, which it already had access from the Dream World, but the fact that the Mega Blaziken does get to keep that amazing ability is huge for it, and it's most likely going to make it super broken. And then there's their stat distribution is still a bit of a mystery, but in most cases their stats get super buffed up. But do some of them actually get lowered? Do they still get to keep the same base stat total, or does it actually increase? Like in Garchomp's case, it gets higher attack, but its speed gets lowered. So do some other stats also get lowered to then make it possible for the attack to rise while it's still keeping the base stat total? Who knows? That's still kind of a mystery how that actually works out. But in most instances, they do get higher stats. So we'll have to wait and see what that exactly means. So their typing may also change. For example, with Mega Ampharos turning into Electric and Dragon type, and Mega Mewtwo X turning into Psychic and Fighting type. And then they also may have access to some new moves, like Ampharos later on this double battle is going to be using Dragon Pulse, which it didn't have access to before, so that's kind of interesting. And what we already went through is the fact that you may only have one Mega Evolution per team, but again I ask the question, why would you need more, as one of them is able to destroy the world 6 times over? So there's that. And then some other questions that are interesting to think about is that how does Trick affect the Mega Pokemon holding the Mega Stones? Can they be tricked? I would have to say no, because if they Mega Evolve and then their stone gets tricked away, I would think they would make some sort of same kind of mechanic as with Giratina and its altered form, so that it cannot be tricked, and thus the form like randomly change in the battle just by taking away the item. So that's probably a thing, something that you definitely need to think about, and we'll just have to wait and see how it actually is. And then also one scenario that I was thinking that is gonna be kinda interesting for Weather Wars. So imagine that you have a Sun team with Ninetales setting up the Drought, and then you also have Mega Charizard kinda as a backup, because in the Mega Evolution form, Charizard has access to Drought. And then let's say you are facing a Sand team. Then what are you going to do in order to get the momentum right on the first turn? You know your opponent is going to be leading off with that Tyranitar, set up that Sandstream. So what do? You lead with Mega Charizard, or the regular Charizard. And after on the first turn, after Tyranitar has set up the Sand, you Mega Evolve. You get the Drought up, you get your Sun going, you Solar Beam that Tyranitar to Oblivion, because Mega Charizard most likely has like boosted special attack. Or in case that Solar Beam is not enough, you just go for the Focus Blast, because Tyranitar will no longer have the Sandstream going on, so it will not have the special defense boost, and then you just absolutely destroy it, or if it switches out, you still get the momentum going on. So that's gonna be something really crazy, because you can just get the Sun going on and attack in the same turn as you Mega Evolve with Mega Charizard, and that's gonna be a huge thing going forward. Charizard definitely. We'll just have to see how badly Stealth Rocks are going to still cripple that. Is Drought going to be enough for Charizard to rise, or will it still be NU because of its horrible Stealth Rock weakness? That's definitely something to definitely some food for thought, let's put it like that. So, but yeah, we'll have to see. Like, that kind of seems also kind of broken, as you can just get the momentum going on so fast with your Mega Evolution thing. And also, I guess with Lucario, the thing is that when you think about Lucario, it's a super strong Pokemon, and it's known for its Swords Dancing abilities, you know. It's Swords Dancing, and if you give it a free boost, it is really dangerous. But now with this Mega Evolution, it gets higher attack and adaptability, which basically means that it gets basically a free Swords Dance boost simply by evolving, and then it's able to attack. And also, if you want, you can use your turn to go further with Swords Dance. So how broken and powerful is Mega Lucario going to be? As we have just learned that Mega Evolving is indeed quite easy to pull off in a battle. So there is that. And now let's move on with the actual battle. I rambled on for quite a bit, but I just kind of felt like I have to get this off my chest. And right here we got some hot topsy-turvy action coming from the Malamar before it gets taken down by the Mega Horn of Rhyperior. But basically what topsy-turvy does is that it basically reverses stat changes. So Blaziken, which just gained -2 from the overheat, now actually has +2 special attack. And then we got some hot Go-Goat on Slowbro action on the left. And then, speaking of the devil, Blaziken again, it goes for the overheat, +2 on the Rhyperior, one-shots it again. Another one-shot for the Blaziken. But it had the +2 and Rhyperior's special defense is absolutely garbage. So down it goes with one hit as the Slowbro is going to set up the Trick Room before taking a Horn Leech from the Go-Goat. But with the natural good bulk, of course Slowbro is going to be able to do that. And then the fun begins, as in comes Mega Ampharos. Mega evolves right on the first turn as soon as it came in. So again, it's really easy to Mega Evolve, judging by this footage. And let's pause for a moment again and think for a bit. Now, another thing that I've been wondering is that does Mega Evolution, the transformation sequence during the battle, does it take some sort of priority, or does it just depend on the speed of the Pokemon? But right here, as you saw, Slowbro used a Trick Room on the last turn before Ampharos came in. But despite the Trick Room being up, and you would naturally think that Slowbro is the slowest thing, which means fastest in the Trick Room, you would think Slowbro would be, you know, the fastest thing in the Trick Room. But no, the transformation of Ampharos took place first during the turn, despite the Trick Room being up, which means that the Mega Evolution transformation has some sort of priority. And I would have to guess that it takes the same priority as using items, because, you know, technically you use an item, you know, the Mega Ring, and then the Mega Stone like resonates to it and whatnot, but you have to use the Mega Ring thing. So I would have to guess that the Mega Evolution transformation sequence has +6 priority, same as switching out and using items during battle, which can lead to interesting things, because you know, you can think about what your opponent is going to do next turn, especially if you have a Pokemon like Ampharos that is going to change its typing. It may gain a resistance that it didn't have before it Mega evolved. So that's definitely something that you have to think about when you're in a battle, and some Pokemon like Mega Absol gain new abilities, so that's another thing. But let's move on with the battle, as Slowbro uses Rain Dance on the next turn. Now it goes first after Ampharos Mega transformed or Mega evolved, and then the Go-Goat is going to be going for the Horn Leech on the Ampharos, but with the resistance it does like diddly nothing. And then the Mega Ampharos, obviously being slower than the Mega Blaziken, which has gained so many speed boosts, and we are in the Trick Room, is gonna get one-shotted by the Thunder. And then the random girl is going to send out Shedinja for the battle, and Slowbro is going to use Ice Beam on the Go-Goat. It does do like decent damage, but the Go-Goat does seem to have pretty good special defense. And then it actually gets frozen, but it eats the Lumberry. But what is now pretty interesting is that Shedinja is going to attack first, but then it's not Go-Goat attacking, but Ampharos. So let's pause right here and take a look at what happened on the previous turn. So it was Go-Goat using Horn Leech before Ampharos. So what in the world happened there? Why did Go-Goat not get an attack? Did it somehow get burned by the fact that it got frozen and or used Lumberry that turn? Because then it was first Horn Leech from the Go-Goat and then Ampharos with Thunder. This time the Ampharos attacked first, which is extremely weird. So potentially there could have been a speed side, because Ampharos has like base speed of 55 and Go-Goat, you know, looks kinda slow of a Pokemon, so it could be a speed side, but then again, this is a scripted battle, so it would be kind of weird to have a speed line there. So did something happen with the freezing thing, or the using of the Lumberry or something? Who knows, but that's definitely something to make a notice of and think about for a moment. And then we move on as Ampharos releases the Dragon Pulse on the Go-Goat. Down it goes. Ampharos definitely seems to have some sort of special attack boost in this new form. And by the looks of it, it was neutral effective, so it wasn't something like a super effective signal beam, so it must be Dragon Pulse. It would make sense. And then with the Mold Breaker, Ampharos is able to take down the Shedinja regardless of its ability. And that move looks like it wasn't the Thunder, which had been used earlier. It looks more like Discharge or something like that. But down goes the Shedinja despite its ability Wonder Guard because of the Mold Breaker, and that will be the game. And there we go. I rambled on for quite some time again. But thank you for watching. If you did listen to the end, definitely let me know in the comment section below. What do you think? Are Mega Evolutions broken or not? Let me know. And Pokemon X and Y coming in just in 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. That is freaking crazy. And then finally all the answers will be revealed and it's gonna be good times. So yeah, but that's gonna do out of me today. So thank you for watching, and until next time with some other ramblings, this is the Flaming Spade signing out. Peace.